Hello, welcome back to Let's Talk English. I think we have been doing live for quite a considerable amount of days. But that being said, first of all, I have a thing to discuss here, and that is if you can relate to this, if you're preparing for your IELTS test, right, and right now you are going through the reading section and its problems, you would be very easily relating to the fact that true false not given for a lot of us is nothing less than a horror show. Why? Because most of us get confused between two things. Is the answer false or is the answer not given? Right? So today, my purpose of this live masterclass is to make sure that if you have gone through this live masterclass, or whether you've seen it afterwards when it is on YouTube, you can always get all answers right in true false not given. And with this purpose of my live masterclass today, I will be proceeding, and let's talk about true false not given at a length. Okay. So, as you can see, I have currently opened. Hmm. Oops, sorry. My God. I have currently opened IELTS Book 19 Academic, Test 1, and Reading Passage 1, and we are looking at true false not given question type. Now, before we get into this question type and how to do it, I want to make some things clear that you will find very helpful when you are preparing and you are practicing for true false not given. Thing number one, true false not given is going to come, and you should expect it to come twice. If true false not given doesn't come twice, at least you will find one true false not given, and in addition to that, there can be one yes no not given also. I'm going to bring a video on yes no not given also, but basically the difference is that true false not given is based on facts and yes no not given is based on writer's opinion. So we'll talk about that in another video. Just let me know if you want to see that. I'll bring that video very quick. Okay. Now the thing is, one, you are 100% going to see it, and second, what is most important thing to understand is it is always sequential. So first you will find question number one's answer, then two, then three, then four. And it is not just me saying. Even if you go to idp.org, the Australian domain, you will find that they have very clearly written it that identifying information is a question type that will be in sequence. By identifying information, what they mean to say is true, false, not given, and yes, no, not given. Right. Another thing, in a bunch of seven, four, six, five, or even three questions, you will find at least one true, one false, and one not given, and it is equally relevant for yes, no, not given as well, right? So let's start and let's understand the strategy that we are going to follow. See, the number one thing that you should always understand is what is the title of my passage, and we are having here how tennis rackets have changed. And in addition to that, I would also request that you read the first sentence. It says, in 2016, the British professional tennis player Andy Murray was ranked as world's number one. Okay, so it's about tennis player. I hope we also see Roger Federer in this. But this was the first step that you do. The second step that you need to do is you need to read the instructions. And this is very important. See, I have a band 9 in my IELTS reading, and I gave the test almost 6 years ago. And let me tell you, I have a band 9. If you've been connected with this session, with this channel for quite a while, you know that I have a band 9 in my listening and reading and 7.5 in speaking and writing. I can very surely tell you, if I would not have been lucky, I would not have been sitting here right in front of you. Why? Because in my section 3, I had a true false not given. I did not notice the instructions and I did it like a true false not given. The moment I come out, there is one very presentable guy, probably someone from the media. He said, "Yeah, 38 question was yes, no, not given." And I say, "Man, what are you talking about? It was true, false, not given." And he said, "Did you read the instructions?" I said, "No." Right. I was very depressed, not depressed, but nervous. And I could not sleep for a few days until my result came out after 2 weeks. And then I noticed a band 9, and I was thanking the eternity that thank God I was lucky. But yes, it was true, false, not given. The problem is for paper based candidates, it is very easy to mix it up with yes, no, not given, right? When you are in a flow in a stressful situation, you may not notice that it is yes, no, not given because the instructions look very similar to each other, right? On the other hand, for computer based candidates also, when you are doing a yes, no, not given, you find answers from the perspective of writer's opinion. You don't find it from the perspective of factual information, whereas true false not given is factual. So moral of the story is, if you don't recognize it, you will get doomed, right? Okay, now once we've read the instruction, we come to question number 1. We've got questions 1 to 7, and we start reading this. I hope this is, I've not zoomed out too much. Let me check on OBS. Yeah, I think it's visible. Okay, so question number 1 says people had expected Andy Murray to become the world's top tennis player for at least 5 years before 2016. Now, if you remember from the very first question statement, it said, yes, expected. So basically, this question statement means that people were expecting Andy Murray. We've got Andy Murray here, if you remember, right? To become the world's top tennis player for at least 5 years before 2016. So they were expecting that he would become the world's top tennis player by or within the year 2011. 5 years goes back, right? Let's see. Do we have anything? We do have 2011, but we do have. Okay, I think I need to adjust my window. I hope everyone can see it. If there's any problem, just let me know in the comment section. I'll keep track of it. And I think we are okay. That solves most of it. Made most remarkable strongest, competing against the likes of Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, to name just a few. Yet 5 years previously, he had been regarded as a talented outsider who entered but never won the major tournaments. So, first of all, you need to ask a question. Now, I'll give you the most important part of this whole live session right now. Please note it down. The biggest problem that I started the session with, and it's on the thumbnail also, are you confused between false and not given? A very clear answer or reason behind that is you are evaluating true, false, and not given altogether. And same goes for yes, no, not given. What you need to do is you need to first ask yourself, okay, buddy, is this completely given? If it is completely given, not even partially or 75-80%, if it is 100% given, then you mark it as a, you decide whether it is saying the same thing or opposite thing. But if it is not given, happy birthday, move ahead, right? So the thing is, my information, people is written, Andy Murray is given, world's top tennis player, no, it's written talented outsider, 5 years before 2016, right? It's all given. 2016 also is given. So first of all, my information is entirely given. Second thing, is it saying the same thing or opposite thing? It says the opposite thing. So therefore, my answer is false, right? Paper-based candidates might be wondering, should we write it on all caps or not? Yes, you should, but make sure you don't write the short forms. They won't accept F, right? And computer-based candidates though don't have this problem. They just have to most likely select a radio button for this. Okay, as we know that we are going to find them in sequence, so let me just mark where I have found the answer to question. Oh, we will keep the inks different, right? So that will be a good enough signal. Yeah, question number 2 says, let me choose a good enough color. The change that Andy Murray made to his rackets attracted a lot of attention. I don't know why I'm remembering Ranveer Singh, but yeah, you know, change and attention, what goes best with each other. Okay, so question number 2 says the changes. Andy Murray did make some changes to his rackets. Probably he changed the color or the size or something like that, physical attributes. And this attracted a lot of attention. Okay, let's see where all of these keywords are. At least I understand what's the meaning of this, right? Okay, the second paragraph starts with of the changes that account for this transformation. One was visible and widely publicized. In 2011, invited former number one player Ivan Lendl on his coaching valuable addition. Another change was so subtle as to, okay, it was widely publicized. Widely publicized does not necessarily mean that it was uh, attracting a lot of attention. A valuable addition that had a visible impact on the player's playing style. Another change was so subtle, pass more or less unnoticed. So right now it's not attracting a lot of attention. Two types of strings while he continued to use. Okay, so whatever changes he made, he did make some changes, but they have not invited any significant attention. So yes, it went unnoticed. First of all, it is given, and second, it is saying the opposite thing. So therefore, the answer here also is false. Let me turn on the caps lock. Oh. Yes. So now you know question number 2 also is false. Okay. Question number 3. Most of the world's top player take or carry, though you can't say. But anyhow, most of the world's top players take a professional racket stringer on tour with them. Racket stringer is the one who does the maintenance of the strings in the racket and basically tightens it, everything. There is a person, a sports shop vendor on YouTube who does this badminton racket stringing. So he's got a very cool machine, probably a boy's fantasy. And from that, I know how these are stringed, right? Racket that consists. So my top keywords are most of the world's top players. So they do take along a professional rocket stringer on tour with them. One number available, they have their rackets customized. Racket stringer, we've got racket stringer, right? It is highly important part of performance. Specific rackets used by world's elite, readily available to the public. Each racket is individually, we have very particular racket specifications. All our rackets are sent from manufacturer. They explain how they've adjusted not only racket length but different the rackets they use now way more. Primary reason for this modification, I am not very sure. We've come very far. I think I should mark it as a not given, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not sure. Maybe I'm able to find it along the passage. So I'll go ahead and I'll focus now on question number 4. See, this is one thing that I really wanted to share with you. If you're unable to find some information, there is no point on grinding on that information. Rather, what you should do is you should quickly move to the one. Because, see, these are going to be in sequence. So, first, second, third, fourth. If fourth is true or false, then the third, which is not given, has to be within them. So, I can revalidate. Most likely, according to me, it's a not given, right? Mike and Bob Ryan use rackets that are light in comparison to the majority of rackets. Do we have Mike and Bob Ryan? Uh, 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 come on, meet me, Mike and Bob at one time. Modification, string bed, Tampa. They explain how this. Oh my goodness! This you are here, naughty people. I remember some great politician referring to someone as naughty, naughty. Okay. US professional tennis players, we are very particular. Currently, the world's elite are not actually each suit the player who uses it. Okay, lightness, all rackets, manufacturer to Tampa, customer, how they have adjusted not only, they've adjusted racket length, different kinds of paint, the rackets that they use. Oh my freaking god. They weigh more than the average model and have a denser. So, first of all, it is given, entirely given. They use rackets that are weighing more. And the question statement number 4 says that they are light. So, yes, first of all, it is given. And second, it is totally opposite to what the question statement says. They don't agree, and hence I will mark them as false. And now I know between second and fourth there should be racket, which is not here. So I'll probably move forward to marking this as not given. This is how you find a not given. Right? Okay. Question number 4 also done. Right. We are looking now. I love this passage because it's got so many proper nouns. They're so easy to find. I hope you get something like this in your final test also. Werner Fischer played with a spaghetti strung racket that he designed himself. Alrighty. So where are you, Mr. Werner Fischer? According thinner and thinner. Spaghetti, Werner, racket, Werner Fischer. We've got Fischer here. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Started playing with so-called spaghetti racket. It created, okay, amateur German tennis player, generated so much topspin. Did he design it himself or not? Two racket modifications became a regularity. Many win. Okay, so basically, the point that he designed it himself or not is not given. So I'll keep it as a probable not given. And now I'm getting nervous. Why is it getting on my nerves? Is because I've not spotted a single true. This most likely is true, but I'll finalize it, as you know, after finding the sixth answer, right? If it is true or false. The weather can actually affect what should be a good color, right? Okay. Weather can affect how professional players adjust the strings on their racket. I can understand it being a concern in badminton from my limited knowledge of sports, but tennis also? Okay. Within a decade or two, modifications, string bed, far lighter choice of strings, tension. I think we are talking with to something that is relevant. Strings and tension continue. Oh, nice. See. This will continually change depending on various factors, court surface, climatic conditions. So weather is given, right? Uh, tension is adjustments of the strings. So will it? Yes, first of all, it is given. It very clearly gives here the choice of strings and the tension with which they installed. All professional players experiment with. They will continuously change it depending upon various factors. So, yes, 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 yes. First of all, it is given, right? And second, it is saying the same thing. So, this answer is 100% true, right? But what about question number 5? We did not find the evidence of whether Werner Fischer designed it himself or not. It does say he used to play with this. So question number 5 also is gonna be not given, right? And lastly, again we've got Pete Sampras here. So let me choose a good color for him. Yeah, I'll choose this. It was believed, many people believe, change Pete Sampras made to his rackets contributed to his strong serve. Where are you, Pete Sampras? Come on, come out. Oh, nice. I got you, buddy. Pete Sampras, right? It was believed that the change Pete Sampras made to his rackets contributed to his strong serve. Do we have Pete Sampras before? However, many of the serving power of US, serving power is here, was attributed to addition of 4 to 5 lead weights onto his rackets, weight adjusted. Okay, so the change Pete Sampras made was adding 4 to 5 lead weights and it contributed to his strong serve. So yes, the answer here is for question number 7. The answer would be, first of all, it is given, and second thing, it is saying the same thing. So therefore, the answer here should be true, right? All right, just check false, false, not given, false, not given, true, true, right? So this is how you do true, false, not given. Do I check how much time? 19 minutes 40 seconds with explanation. Okay, first of all, I hope you liked this video. I really, really hope that, right? Second thing, I hope the purpose with which we did the live, that is to help you uh, do it every time correct. The ultimate moral of the story is that you need to understand that if you're going to do true, false, not given, if you're going to find them all together, that's going to be a headache for you. I don't want you to be wasting time, right? So first thing, true, false, not given are sequential. Second, you should be finding one true, one false, one not given. Third, read the instructions very carefully because you might be feeling that it's a true, false, not given, but it might turn out to be a yes, no, not given. Lastly, when you are off to finding the answers, the most important part, as I said earlier also, is to bifurcate it into two steps. Step number one is to understand whether this is given, not given. It has to be completely given. Of course, same words will not be given, but yes, as far as we are concerned, we know they use synonyms, they use different styles of writing, but you have to understand the question statement and the passive statement and figure out whether the information is completely given or not. If it's not given, happy birthday, bye bye. If it's given, go ahead, decide whether they're saying the same thing or the opposite thing. Now, I also have one very simple theory of mine that I illustrated also, that if you feel some answer is not given, since this is sequential, always wait for the next. You never know when the answer is being hidden somewhere else, right? So yeah, that, keep it as important. That being said, from my side, we're done for the day. I would like to thank you for staying so long in the session. It was a shorter one for me. It's just 21:38, right? But yeah, this is how we do this, right? It was just a way to tell you how to do true, false, not given without getting irritated. I know the struggles. I handle almost 40 candidates every day in a study abroad consultancy, right? One thing. Second, I've thanked you enough, and I would like to request you that this whole works does take a little bit of effort, mostly the technological side. And it would be great if you can like and subscribe and share it with someone who is already doing it. My whole purpose here is to make sure that you clear your IELTS test in just one single attempt. If you like the style of my teaching, you can also contact me for personalized and group sessions. I do that. Right, more would be more than happy to assist you. My Instagram handle is in the YouTube description. If you want me to make a specific video, I am at your service. Just let me know what you want me to make in the comment section, and I'll do the next video tomorrow of that. So, very happily, I can say I'll meet you tomorrow, maybe at a different time, but at the same place. Let's talk English. Till then, goodbye, love you, and best of luck for your preparation. Bye bye.